Good morning, everyone. I think you can hear me now, which is a miracle. A bit of some technical difficulties getting started this morning. Same with yesterday, no internet. It's always something, but the show must go on. So, if you're new here, I'm Sharon Clear. I'm a meditation guide and hypnotist, and I help you clear your mind using alpha theta brainwave states, so meditation, hypnosis, and yoga nidra. Today, though, and with this little series, I'm going live in the morning and inviting you into my morning routine where I usually do a little bit of journaling. We have a little bit of like a Dharma talk and some reflection. We do a little meditation and a little movement, usually some asana. Today, I think we're going to do some juicy, restorative, relaxing restorative poses, which I love. So I was listening to, what is his name? Oh, I'm forgetting his name, but I will put it in the comments. I was listening to, how funny that it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, I'll include the link below once I go back and edit this live. He was saying, this great meditation guru that I've forgotten the name of, now that I'm live, speaking to a camera, you forget everything. He said, if you can wake up every morning and just be completely new, let go of all the stories, that you have, see yourself completely new, see the people around you completely new, allow everybody and everything in the entire world a clean slate, right? Really letting go of yesterday, that and this is a tremendous challenge, but in doing so, and seeing everything with fresh eyes, without the lens of the stories that we tell ourselves, that you see more possibilities than problems, that the world is endless possibilities to you, right? And your problems are more in these stories that we tell and less in the reality of today, right? The problems exist mostly in our mind and what we carry with us from the past, right? And when we look at things with fresh eyes, you see everything as whole. And so this to me reminded me very much of a bunch of different concepts, but particularly in Taoism, the child, that inner child, which is this ability to, the metaphor that's coming to mind, or the example of somebody who is in that mindset, is Winnie the Pooh. So I don't know if you've ever read the Tao of Pooh, but he talks a lot about that, about Winnie the Pooh's inner child, right? And sometimes it makes him appear a bit naive, but when looking at it a little closer, there's a great deal of wisdom underneath the things that he says and does. So I thought we would journal on that for a little bit. You can journal on what we just discussed about the inner child, and I might keep chatting with you as we do. Or you can set your intention for the day. You can free write, release any thing that has just been heavy on the mind, get it out of you and onto paper. But I think that's going to be my intention for the day, and I invite you to take that with you as well, is seeing everything through fresh eyes, forgiving myself, freeing myself from all the stories of who I am, and just allowing myself to just be, and same with the people and the situations around me. The inner child, if you will. The infant. So just a moment to free write, setting an intention, reflecting on our talk, The thing too is that this sort of perspective is very grounded. It is very real, because the only thing that is actually real is right here and right now. You know, where is yesterday but a concept in the mind, right? Where is tomorrow but a concept in the mind? What's real is right here and right now. And so if I can just see that for what it is, that in my mind is a superpower. That is what mindfulness, meditation, hope for you and help you to achieve. I think we limit ourselves so much by hanging on to yesterday's stories, by hanging on to these perceptions. It's like you said, opportunity is in that new, clean slate, right? There's a lot of forgiveness in that. I was thinking a lot yesterday when I couldn't go live because the internet was down. I was thinking a lot about forgiveness. We might talk about forgiveness tomorrow. But there's a lot of forgiveness in this waking up with a fresh start, to be able to really completely let go of yesterday's stories, let go of the stories for yourself, forgiving yourself, right? And just allowing yourself to be here and now. Tail doesn't wag the dog, right? The tail does not wag the dog. Let today be free from yesterday, free from the stories. Become a fresh slate. Your problems are merely entertaining stories of the mind, barely attached to this present moment. All right, so if you are still journaling, feel free to pause this video here. Pause here and keep going. But we are going to move into a little meditation. And then after our meditation, we are going to do some restorative poses, some restorative yoga. Okay? So, allow your chin to become level to the ground and the shoulders are going to drop down the spine. Couple of deep breaths here. And with every inhale, noticing this moment, noticing the space, the room around you, noticing your body. And every exhale, the stories, the limitations that you placed on yourself releasing. You don't need to try, it's going to happen effortlessly with the breath. When it feels natural, the eyes gently fall closed. And just breath. There's no stories with the breath, no judgment with the breath. Every breath cleanses the body, cleanses the mind, allowing you to start fresh. New perspective. Gently scan the body, notice any places of holding, and see if you can bring the breath to these spaces. Every inhale, creating space, releasing tension, and on the exhale, washing it away. And as we start to settle into the present moment, if you notice your thoughts, the mind wandering, just acknowledge. And you can say in response to that thought, this is just a story. I am here and now. And we'll take this moment to just be, just breathe. You are not who you were yesterday. There's no pressure to become somebody tomorrow. All that need be done is breathing, body, here, now. Being, body, here and now. Every breath washes away yesterday's stories and allows you to step into a clean slate of unlimited opportunity. Step into your infinite nature. completely limitless. Slowly, gently allow the hands to come to the heart, to the chest. And say to yourself, I forgive myself for all the stories I have placed on myself, and all the limits I have placed on myself through those stories. Today I commit to seeing myself, those around me, and my situation with new eyes. Take a couple of deeper breaths here. Deep breath in. Audible exhale. 2 more times. Deep breath in. Audible exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. Sip at the top. And on the exhale, the eyes blink open. As the eyes blink open, notice your space here and now. Let the arms run over the body with a little self-love. Seeing your space with fresh eyes, seeing this body with fresh eyes, seeing your mind and your inner self with fresh new eyes. All right, I am going to move you, and we are going to readjust our setting here to do just a few restorative poses, sticking with this concept of your inner child and seeing and restoring a fresh outlook, okay? So, let me readjust, and we will come down to the floor here. Okay, so the first pose we're going to do is child's pose. Okay, so in child's pose, if you're unfamiliar, we're going to come onto the knees. I'm going to need a lapel mic here soon. So we come down to the knees, okay, and play around with the posture. You can keep the knees close together, or you can modify and keep them further apart. Just feel what's best for you today. If you want a little bit of some hip opening, you can bring the knees further apart. If you want to feel very connected and with yourself, you can bring the knees together. And we're going to drape the upper body over the knees. And you can stack your fists like so and rest the head on your fists. You can make some adjustments using a pillow. If you want to grab a pillow like I'm going to do right now, you may do so. You can also use yoga blocks if you have those at your disposal to help stack them up to rest the head on. You can also bring them up on the bolster or the pillow up onto your thighs or a rolled up blanket if that helps you. So play around with the posture, listen to your body, see what feels right. And then we're going to hold this child's pose for an extended period of time, so you want to make sure you find a posture that is sustainable for you. And we'll rest and restore here. You can turn the head to one side or the other. and start to allow the breath to soften. And as the breath softens, imagining yourself as a child, as a seed, infinite potential, free from limitations. And as we rest in this posture, you might notice yourself sinking deeper, deeper into a state of relaxation, deeper into restoring the body. It all happens effortlessly as you breathe naturally. You're doing wonderfully. If any thoughts come into the mind, acknowledge them and come back to saying to yourself, this is just a story. I choose to see today with fresh eyes. If the gaze is turned to one side or the other, you can switch the gaze very gently and softly through the neck. And then sinking back into the posture. A moment to just be. Nothing need be done. Just breathe. Soft, gentle breath. Very gently now, we'll return the neck to a neutral position. Do so if not already. You can stack the fists on top of each other and rest the forehead on the hands. And we're going to slowly come out of the posture by first releasing the hands and rolling up from the base of the spine. The last thing to come up should be the crown of the head. We'll take a deep breath here. The arms will raise overhead. Come through center on the exhale. Inhale up. Arms rise. And exhale down. One last time. Inhale, the arms rise. On the exhale, the arms come through the center. Inhale up through center. Exhale, the arms down. A little twist through the spine. And from here, if you don't have a pillow or a blanket or a bolster, you might want to grab one, but this posture can also be just done on the floor. We're going to come over to our side like so onto one hip. I'm on my right hip if you want to follow along with me. And then we're going to place the bolster, the pillow, to the right side of us. The torso is going to twist towards the pillow, and then we'll drape the body over the pillow. For a deep twist, the gaze will go to the right, okay? If this twist is too deep, you can gaze off to the left here, okay? So I'm on my right hip, sitting here. The torso turns towards the bolster. If you have a bolster, it'd be facing long ways like so, or your blanket, or your pillow long ways. I just have this little square pillow here. We square off to the pillow, and then the gaze over to the left for a deep twist, and to the right for more of a restorative, relaxing posture. Okay? The hands are cactused to the side. We'll take a moment here. Any old stories, any tension just drips off of you falls into the ground. Notice any places of holding and see if you can breathe into those spaces. Soften into those spaces. Slowly and gently allow the hands to come underneath the chest. And using the hands to gently lift the chest up off of the ground. Slowly notice what it feels like coming out of the posture. Torso rises. And we'll swing the feet around to the front of the body. Give yourself a little squeeze, bringing the knees in towards the chest. A little compression here. Releasing the legs out, shaking them out, shaking out the hands. I don't know if you can hear in the background all sorts of running around. I'm at my parents' house and they just bought a new puppy. So they're running around with the new toys. Which I feel like is just perfect in the spirit of your inner child. So now we're going to come over to the left hip here, okay? So I'm sitting on my left side. My knees are not stacked. You can stack the knees if that is more comfortable for you, right? Or you can let them separate like so. The chest is going to turn to this left-hand side. And I square my chest to if my mat were long ways like so, it'd be to the top of the mat. Your bolster would go long ways like so, okay? Or you can set your pillow here. And we get a little twist coming down using the hands to slowly lower the chest, coming down to the elbows. And then resting the head onto the pillow, my arms are cactused. For a deep twist, I'll gaze to the opposite side. So right now I'm gazing to the right for a restorative posture. If you're looking for a deeper twist today, then you would allow the gaze to move over to the left, like so. So settle into the posture, make any sort of micro movements that you need before finding stillness. Stillness and a subtle breath. And we'll take just a few minutes here. Remember, any thoughts that arise, these are just stories. Notice any places of holding. See if you can soften into the pose. Soften the breath. Softer in the body. Giving everything to the ground, everything to the earth. Slowly now allow the hands to come underneath the shoulders. And using the hands, we'll very gently rise the chest off of the ground, slowly coming out of the posture, moving mindfully in a way that doesn't change how you feel in your body or in your mind. Slowly rising. Coming up onto the hip. And bringing the feet in front of you. We'll give the feet a little squeeze in towards the chest. Knees come in towards chest. Squeezing tight, a little self-love. A little compression here. Bring the feet out. Shake out the legs. Shake out the shoulders, the arms. Whatever feels right, start to tap into that intuitive movement. And from here, we're going to lie down on our back and we're going to come into a happy baby pose. Happy baby pose. You lie down on the back, bringing the knees in towards the chest first. We'll give ourselves another compression here before we go into our happy baby. You can rock side to side if that feels right to you. And then the knees come out from the chest. So the knees, when I'm compressing, are in the chest, and then they come out more towards my armpit. And it doesn't matter, how flexible in the hips you are, but you just want the legs to have a little bit of opening. And I bring the palms of my feet up to the ceiling as if I were going to walk on the ceiling. And I kick my feet about like a happy baby. If you're just now joining this live, I'm sure this looks extra silly. But we're going to rock side to side. And you can grab at the outside of your feet with the palms of your hands if that's accessible and available to you. You can also use your index and your middle finger to grab the big toe. This is said to be good actually for your thyroid. And rock side to side. Find that playful nature. Free from judgment, right? Like a baby, happy, playful, exploring new ways of movement, feeling into the body. Listen to what feels good to you. Maybe you stretch the feet out straight. Maybe you keep kicking. Find something silly. Maybe you bring the feet together. And from here, once more, I'll bring the knees in towards the chest. Give it a little compression. Give yourself a little self-love. A big hug here. And we'll come down into a Shavasana posture. Corpse pose, laying flat on the back. The hands are open to receiving. Feeling refreshed, feeling renewed. And a moment here. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Start to breathe with a little more intention, a little more purpose, a little more energy. Every breath, a new energy enters into the body. This is the energy that you want to carry with you for the rest of the day. Deeper breaths. And very slowly we're going to turn cradle to one side or the other. Taking your time, being sure to move when only you are ready. And take this moment to thank yourself for the space, the time that you offered yourself here today in self-care. Feel grateful for this opportunity to see today, to see yourself, to see the people whom you are with new, fresh eyes, to see them as they are here today in this present moment. And when you're ready, and only when you are, we're very gently going to rise back up to a seated posture, moving slowly, moving gently, in a way that doesn't change how you feel in your body or mind. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Thank you for spending your morning in self-care. Like I say, I really think that this work that you do on yourself is for the highest good of us all. And I hope today you remember that you are under no obligation to be who you were yesterday. you can step into a new self, step into a new perspective. All right, everyone, I will see you back here tomorrow, and I hope you have a beautiful day.